These 4 microphones altogether, 2 handhelds and 2 body packs, cost about $325. And there is no way that they could possibly be any good, except they actually kind of are. This is the Phenyx Pro PTU 7000, and Phenyx did send these over to me to play with, but they don't get any say in this video. They're not gonna see it before it airs. And honestly, I just wanna give you my honest thoughts, because at $300, this is insane for this package. And actually, if you get the version with only 4 handhelds, it actually comes in at like $295 on Amazon, so that just seems insane. $75 a microphone, that's crazy talk, right? I need to set some expectations for this video. I am gonna compare this pretty directly to the Shure SLXD microphones that we actually use in this room. But I need you to keep in mind, one of those microphones costs about $750 for the mic and receiver package. One of these costs about $75. So we're talking about 1/10 the price, and these are way more than 1/10 as good. So let's look at them, let's figure out what's good, what's not, and what I would think about if you're actually thinking about buying these mics. So again, we've already talked about the price. It's insane. And honestly, that's exactly what these are. These are the Amazon special mics. You've probably gotten ads for them on your Instagram. They won't stop bothering you, but you keep thinking there's no way those could possibly be any good. I'm gonna show you guys some audio and range tests later, but let's just kind of talk about the system. Right here, it is a 1U full width rack unit with rack ears built in. On the back, you actually have 4 whips here in order to actually connect to the transmitters themselves. On the back, you also have 4 XLR outputs, one for each one of your transmitters, and a 1/4-inch mix out. So you can actually just get all 4 of those mics combined into one mix and output directly to a PA if you needed to do something in a park, for example. That's honestly a pretty cool feature. I don't see anybody really using it that much in a church, but cool to know that it's there. You have some pretty basic controls on screen here as far as setting your frequency. It does have a scan function, though I can't vouch for exactly how good it is. I will say it picked frequencies that seem to work for me, so your mileage may vary, but it worked for me. You are able to pair the microphones via the IR thing on the front. So once you scan and pick a channel here, simply hold this up to the receiver and it will sync your channels perfectly. So it is cool to see that even on such a budget price, you don't have to be pushing buttons manually on the mic, which is good because they actually don't have any buttons on the mic. The only button they have is a power button. And while that's probably fine, it's good to know you don't have a lot of control over what's going on here. These mics take 2 AA batteries to power. I don't have an exact battery life for you. Just know, again, your mileage is gonna vary with something like that. But in the production world, right, we live on batteries. We eat and drink them for breakfast. So no, don't drink battery acid, bad. We go through a lot of batteries, so make sure you invest in some good rechargeables or just be willing to pay a bunch of money for batteries. The other thing on the receiver here that you have is a simple gain knob for each one of your inputs. That is easy to adjust, but the con is it's easy to adjust. So you have to know that people might come in and adjust those, which could cause problems for you. I found that these mics run pretty hot, so I had to keep these about 50%, if not less, in order to avoid going way too hot into my preamps. But again, your mileage may vary on that. Maybe that's just our particular setup over here. The handheld mics are, I mean, pretty solid. Like, they're definitely metal construction on the outside, and they have a, detachable battery cover here. They've got a good weight to the hand. If I compare it to our SLXD system, hold that. They are pretty similar in size, but I will say that the Phenyx Pro is a little bit heavier and just, I don't know, it doesn't have quite the same feel to it, not quite the same comfort. It's a little bit more cold in the hand, if that makes any sense. I don't know. It also just, I prefer the black color of the Shures versus like kind of the gray color of the Phenyx Pros. It doesn't really matter, but that's what you're working with here, right? So honestly, as far as build quality goes, like I'm pretty impressed with these handheld mics. They're pretty solid. Where I'm not as impressed is with the body packs. These are entirely plastic. So let's take a good look at these guys. They have a single button on top. It's a power button. It's very mushy. It's hard to know if you've pressed it, and it's hard to keep track of not pressing it more than once. Like I said, very plastic. Clip on the back is pretty standard, I guess, like pretty standard metal clip there. I guess that's the only piece of metal on the thing. But honestly, my biggest complaint is opening the battery door on this thing. It's like, there's no good real buttons on here. You just kind of have to squeeze the plastic and kind of just pry it open. Oh, that sounds terrible. And honestly, I feel like that's definitely going to break. So honestly, build quality alone, I wouldn't recommend these things, but there's another reason too, and we'll get there. But it does have a 3-pin mic input on the top here, as well as a nice little antenna ready to go. So build quality aside, they seemed to work fine, but they just feel really cheap in the hand, honestly. The handhelds, not so much. They feel okay, but these guys, they're just really not it for me, if I'm just being honest. The other thing that comes in this package for $300, $325, I guess, for this one, is actually 4 separate mics for these body packs. 2 of each kind. We have 2 just plain old lapel mics, if you're still a church that uses those, or they actually have 2 headset mics, which, let me show you that. I don't know what year we're in or what exactly they think churches do, but this mic is ridiculous. Like, I don't know that I can think of a single scenario in a church outside of a skit where you're trying to be funny that you would want to use this mic. So honestly, that's why I don't really recommend these packs in general. The cheap quality feeling packs and the terrible mic, meaning you're gonna have to buy a replacement one anyway if you actually want to use this in any kind of serious manner, just makes the price start to get a little bit less worth it, in my opinion. Now, I do have a use case for them that I actually would have loved a couple of months ago, and I'll tell you about that later. But let's listen to a little bit of sound examples from this thing. And let me get this thing off my head. This is ridiculous. So first off, I am going to play the audio from our Shure SLX-D with an SM58 capsule on it. This is going to just be the raw audio straight out of the mic into Logic through our board. So we'll play that, and then I'll play the Phenyx Pro, and then I'll play the headset body pack as well. This is a recording of the Shure SLX-D with an SM58 capsule. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. This is a recording of the Phenyx Pro handheld mic. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. This is a mic check of the Phenyx Pro headset. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Okay, so after playing that, honestly, I'm really impressed by this. I think the Shure sounds cleaner, don't get me wrong, but honestly, this held its own. It's definitely not 1/10 as good of quality as that is. And so that's pretty impressive in my head. I'll also note that these audio tests were done with all 4 of these units connected to the receiver. I wasn't sure what type of interference or anything might come into play when we were using this, so I wanted to make sure that they were all turned on in case they started to conflict with each other in any kind of way. And honestly, I didn't notice anything with that as I was testing, so that was good to see. Granted, I'm doing this in the middle of the night, so there's not a lot of other devices in our room that could potentially be causing interference, but that's a little bit harder to test for without actually using these during a service, and honestly, I'm not at the point that I'm willing to do that quite yet, especially because we have our other mics that are working totally fine. Now, the audio sample from the body pack and the headset, honestly, it's just not there for me. And again, that might be able to be fixed with a replacement mic, but then you're spending more money on top of this anyways if you really need a headset mic. And like, honestly, I think if this is your price point, I don't think you really need one. But if you think you really need one, definitely buy a replacement mic. Don't use the one that comes with this. It's just, it looks bad. It doesn't sound great. It's a directional pickup, which is kind of nice, except that then the positioning really matters. And when you're talking about this giant mic, it's just not the vibe. I did say I had one reason that I wanted to use it. This summer at VBS, we really just wanted some headset mics for our choreographers, dancers, if you will, during the worship time. We wanted a couple of them spread out, and renting them was going to be too expensive, so we just didn't do anything. But honestly, I totally would have used these, and I kind of feel like the vibe actually fits that. You get a little bit of Britney Spears action, but at church at VBS, just the mic is Britney Spears, not anything else. I think it would have been great for something like that, and I totally would have paid $300 to get 4 of those for our choreographers. So I wish I had thought of that. I wish I had known about it in the time. So I wouldn't necessarily buy these for anything else. But if you have $300 to spend and you need mics specifically for that purpose, maybe this is a good option for a one-off thing. Otherwise, stick to the handhelds. The other thing that concerned me a little bit was range, right? When you've just got these little whips on top, I'm a little concerned about how well they're going to hold up as you start getting farther and farther away from the receiver. So I did a little bit of a range test. I actually started in our auditorium with the receiver up here on our stage on the floor and started out in the back of the room. So let's go ahead and check that out and listen to what we see. All right, we're gonna see what kind of range we can get with that. Right now we are in our worship center tech booth. The receiver is way over on the stage right now. So we're going to walk out those doors and see how far we can get without losing the signal. All right, going through the doors right now. And now we're walking through the dark hallways because I'm here at night and there's nobody else here. So now we are about to go down this sketchy
stairway into our cinder block basement. So to be fair, we are going to then get closer to the receiver, but we will be down a level, and there's lots of cinder blocks in here. So hypothetically, we should have a terrible down here if these things suck. So we're going to walk through the entire basement, way over to the other corner, just to simulate like the most distance that I realistically can in the small building. I don't know in what scenario somebody is going to be this far away and behind a bunch of cinder blocks, but if your rack room is somewhere that you don't like and you're not getting an antenna combiner and getting your antennas close for some reason, then maybe this is actually a real simulation. All right, we have a storage closet here. I'm going to go in here. I'm going to close the door. So let's put another door between us and the actual receiver, and we're going to go back deep into the closet where there's a bunch of stuff in here. Okay, check, check, check. Check 1, check 2. Like and subscribe, like and subscribe. All right.
So as you can see, it wasn't the cleanest of signal. I mean, basically once we got outside the door. And realistically, that's about what I expected. By the time I got to that staircase, I was about 100 feet away from that receiver, but there was a door in between and this was sitting on the floor. So not exactly best case scenario for this. Realistically, if I'm going to be using these mics, I'm going to put this receiver on my stage very close to where these mics are going to be used. I'm going to try to get it up high. Or I'm going to use this with some sort of antenna combiner in order to use a more powerful antenna. At that point, you're starting to get a little bit outside of this cheapo price range that is the big benefit of this Phenyx Pro system. But I also know that Phenyx Pro has some products in that category, so maybe you could combine it with something like that and you would still kind of work out ahead in the budget perspective. But honestly, I think if you're getting something like this, just use the 4 mics, just use these, and just make sure you're close to the receiver. You know, I think that's something that probably most churches can manage, again, if this is the price point they're at and the setup that they're going to be using. I think I personally could have actually a lot of use cases for these. I think for one, it's great for a kid's space. Now, before you come in and say, oh, people are always giving the kids the bad stuff, like maybe that's fair, but also their stuff is not nearly as mission critical as our main Sunday service. And there's probably going to be a bunch of kids beating up on the gear during the pre-service time. And I don't want to put super expensive gear in there that can get broken and then cost hundreds or thousands of dollars to fix. If a kid takes this and chucks it across the room and it breaks, it's a $50 replacement for this mic. If somebody chucks one of those, I mean, we're talking hundreds, right? So in a kid space, I actually think it makes a lot of sense. It can be a place where you can feel comfortable handing a microphone to kids and letting them get that experience if they need to. So definitely somewhere I would use this. Another time would be if we were doing something outdoor and maybe all of my other mics are rack mounted and I really just need 1 or 2 mics hooked up to a speaker on a stick or something for an outdoor activity day or something. I think this would actually be great for that because I'm not worried about it getting broken, I'm not worried about it getting messed up, and I can keep it in the closet ready to go for when we actually need to take it outside. I'm not buying a whole other expensive system to only get used once in a while. Now, here's the thing. You could run a wired SM58 somewhere, and it would be about the same price as one of these mics. It would actually be a little bit more expensive than one of these mics, which is a little bit crazy to me, but it'd be about the same price. But you would also have the audio quality of a 58 as well as the reliability of it being wired. But you lose the flexibility of it being wireless. So if you're using these for a live vocalist situation, I probably wouldn't get these because the audio quality you're getting from an actual Shure SM58 or whatever is going to be superior than this and going to be more reliable. So hear me when I say that. If you're gonna use it for singing, don't. Just get a wired 58 at that point and call it a day and save up until you can afford good wireless systems for that. But if you just need a speaking mic, if you just need something that someone's going to be doing Sunday morning announcements or you're using in your kid's space or whatever the case, I actually think that these are a pretty good option. If you can afford the better stuff and it's not a hit on your budget really, then yes, I think that the reliability, the audio quality of a more expensive Shure line is going to serve you better. But if you're considering these mics, that was really never on the table for you in the first place. So if you need wireless and this is your price point, I actually think that this is something that might be worth picking up. I'm really impressed with it, especially for the price. Again, I understand what it is. Buy it knowing what it is, right? This is a $75 wireless microphone, right? Don't expect the world, and I think you'll be really, really happy with this product. So if you guys want to buy it, there's a link down in the description. I get a small kickback from that. If you use it to buy this, it's not going to cost you any extra. And let me know down in the comments also if you guys have used these or if you are excited to try them out now. I think we're getting to this place in the world where technology is so cheap to make and we've solved a lot of problems, that getting to that baseline is actually just becoming more and more affordable right now. And that's an awesome place to be because it's enabling things for churches that didn't used to be possible. We're opening up all sorts of doors to people who didn't have access to them before, and I think that's really cool. So if you're a small church, a church plant, go ahead and pick these up. I think you'll be pretty happy with it. Until next time.